Good morning. It is another great day. This one's a little bit wet around the edges, but still a great day. I'm your host, Jeff Ski Kinsey from FastChargeEnergy.com. We're this amazing startup. We've partnered with some amazing companies to create solutions that will rock your world, especially if you're a destination. Okay. If you're a resort destination, say a hotel, motel, complex of some nature, event, venue, then you need to be thinking about EV charging if you haven't already. And you need us to design it and to build it or resell it. We're a value-added VAR, a value-added reseller of some amazing solutions, fast charge solutions. And we're also designing our own. But that was my alarm to get up and make something happen. Hey, bottom line, let's talk about meetings today. We'd love to have a meeting. Here's the way business works in my world and how I could help advance your efforts. I learned many moons ago that the purpose of any business meeting is to have another business meeting. Now that makes no sense on the surface of it. But here's what it says if you look underneath the covers, okay? It's saying as long as you're having meetings with a prospect, then things are happening. When the meetings stop, that means it's over, okay? The music stops. You head for the exit, not the chair. So, what's that mean? All my life, I've used a two-call close method. And what that means is, in the first meeting, the first conversation of significance that we have, I figure out what it is you're trying to accomplish. Then I go back to the office, and I figure out, okay, what does that mean? What's really going on here? Some call it gap selling, right? Figure out, the difference between where the company's at and where they want to be or need to be, and then suggest a solution to make that happen. You go back on the second call and say, okay, here's what we've determined is the correct course. Okay, and a good proposal, by the way, usually has 3 elements. Okay, the status quo, just keep doing the stupid stuff you're doing and let's go our separate ways. Step number 2 is here's what we think is the best solution. And then step number 3 is maybe there's a hybrid. Maybe we miss some things that are more important to you than we might think they should be, or vice versa. And so let me just add a clarifying piece. Okay, in my world, there are 3 stages of, let's call it on becoming a customer or a client, depending on the type of goods or services you're selling. Okay. The first group of potential consumers, clients, customers, the first is what we call suspects. Okay. I suspect every business in America, at least the 47 continental United States that I care about, I suspect everyone needs my service. And we're a B2B play, business to business. Okay. So I assume every business in the 47 states needs my service. That is wildly inaccurate. Okay. They don't all need it. But I make that assumption. Then what marketing is, and the late Dr. Ellie Goldratt, I use this framework he called the theory of constraints. I call it a law. It's a fact. Every business is constrained. So in my figuring out, I reach out. Okay, marketing, figure it out. Okay, and he said marketing is figuring out that ducks like and eat corn. So I throw some corn out and see if my corn is of any interest. Okay, and if a suspect sees my corn and says, hey, I like the looks of that, tell me more, they become a prospect. In essence, what they've done is raised their hand and said, tell me more. Okay? And that's typically when I then schedule and we have our first meeting, first of two, in the sales process. Is this making any sense? So we get together. I give them a little bit of background. I say, here's my background. Here's what I've done. Okay. And if in person, we have a small chat and they tell me about them and their business and how they got where they're at. Because remember, Goldratt said a business cannot be still in business today if they're not doing a lot of things right. But there's some things. All businesses are leaving money on the table, and I can help fix that. So we have the first meeting, and we say, okay, what are we trying to accomplish? Let me go back and research the best solution for you where you're at today. Okay, that's the prospect. Okay, then we have the second meeting, and you say yes, no, maybe, get back to me. You might say no, which most often means no, not right now. And then we go forward. Is this helping? Okay, this is the process that I've used for over 40 years to make stuff happen. And it got so much better. I've helped businesses more than double their sales in less than 90 days because of this framework Goldratt gave us. Okay, now I've tweaked it and I've added some tools. I use use cases. I use the lean canvas. So I've taken this basic framework and turbocharged it, not supercharged. I hate the concept of supercharging. That steals power away from the engine. Turbocharging uses wasted energy to produce horsepower. That's what I do.